Hey guys, what's going on? Why is it so dark?
Surprise!
What the heck? You guys threw me a surprise party?
Yeah.
I brought you guys gifts because it was so close to your guys' birthdays.
No way.
Yeah. This one is for Cody.
Wow.
This one's for Alex. And this one's for Levon.
You got me something?
Yeah.
Where's Shane's?
Shane doesn't get one. It's not his birthday.
Oh my gosh! I love checkers! Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Yo, Star Wars Uno, dude!
That's
what I'm saying.
Go. Wow, this is so nice of you. Thanks, man.
No problem. I'm happy to do it.
Is this a flash drive?
Yeah, it is.
Why?
Because it's your video.
It's my video?
Yeah, your video.
You made this for me?
No, you made it.
I made this.
Yeah.
This is my video?
Let's just watch it.
Okay. Thanks, man.
No problem.
I have just returned from my first trip to the Big Apple, and since returning, and whilst being there, I have been trying to grapple with the enormity of the city. New York City and its 5 boroughs are home to more than 8 million people. I walk the streets wondering, where in the world do all these people go? Where do they live? Where do they work? I suppose the answer is quite obvious, and all around, there are huge buildings absolutely everywhere. For example, 30 Rockefeller Plaza is 850 feet tall. That's a little over 3.5 North Dakota state capitals, which is going to be my measurement for height because it's all we have in North Dakota. Or how about the most famous building in the world, the Empire State Building? This was the pilgrimage my life had been leading to. I've always been interested in architecture, and I knew I would get here one day, so finally getting up there was totally a surreal experience. Also on top, they have these little binocular things, and I could totally look into the buildings in Hudson Yards across the way, because I was like, well, some pretty wealthy people are probably going to be in there. And I was totally watching them. So, you know, I don't know if that's creepy or against the rules, but I did that. Anyways, to the tip of the spire of the Empire State Building, it's 1,454 feet, or 6 North Dakota capitals stacked on top of each other. 6. It's like the Art Deco tiny little cousin stacking up 6 times. Unreal. That stuff blows my prairie mind. While in the subway, the intercom had an announcement that the MTA staff is nearly 70,000. That's nearly the entire population of Bismarck just to keep the subway going. So our hotel was the Marriott Marquis, which is right in Times Square. And on any given day, approximately 360,000 people pass through Times Square. That's nearly half the population of North Dakota just walking through a few very famous blocks every day. And you know, I was down there. I was one of those people, and I don't know, it didn't feel like that many, but now that I'm thinking about it, it was constant. It was all day and all night. So after my first and long anticipated trip to New York City, I can still barely wrap my head around it. The density and verticality is truly something to be reckoned with. Something else to be reckoned with was this lamp shawarma. Got this from a food truck, and it was probably the greatest thing I have ever eaten in my entire life. And I have thought about this. I've thought about this dish for every 7 minutes since returning home. So I gotta go back. But also saw Liev Schreiber on the side of the street, so that was cool. Yeah, that was my New York trip.
Dude, I've eaten 3 of these and I can't find one.
Well,
Where's my card?
maybe they're not all in cupcakes.
Well, I wanted mine to be.
Cody,
What? What?
have you looked behind your ear?
How'd you do that?
Yes.
How'd you do that?
Shh. Let's watch it.
Okay.
Ant was my best friend. My best friend.
And they did what they had to do and just try to execute as much as possible.
So to have my best friend taken from me halfway through the season in that way, a no contact injury, is probably one of the most painful moments for me.
I made some key bonds with some great guys, like Gav, he's like my brother. I'm kind of like all I got right now, and you know, until my brother's here on the court.
Tucci. Oh, in and out. He got his own rebound. And he's fouled, trying to go back up, and now he's on the deck, holding his left knee. That cannot be good. Bertucci's the second leading scorer on the team. Isaiah Davis is first.
Ant was my best friend. My best friend. So emotionally, I was impacted. If you go back and you watch the game, you can see I'm the first person to run out and grab him when nobody came to grab him and escort him off. The team, he arguably was our best player in certain moments or in certain games. Him and Zay go back and forth on that. I think he was our leader, 100%.
He was the way we received information. If we needed a question, we'd really ask him. And he was almost like the assistant coach, almost. Like, that guy actually really helped us every step of the way, in terms of plays and just encouragement, always encouraging us.
Playing alongside your brothers or your closest friends is always a blessing, so to have my best friend taken from me halfway through the season in that way, a no contact injury, is probably one of the most painful moments for me.
Just goofing off too, our energy was always better with him just being there. He was a good person, even in the locker room. I mean, he had his times where he would get down on himself and other people would be there to care for him and encourage him. So I feel like he just made a good impact. He was a very vibrant person. I have nothing bad to say about him, ever.
Wow, Garrett, you gave us some pretty good gifts. We got a gift for you outside if you want to go check it out.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Let's go.
Don't forget about your birthday.
No, it's all right. I'll just stay here.
Okay.
Bye.
I hate those guys.
Presents in your trunk.
Oh.
Oh,
We thought you could use some more after seeing your video.
oh, thank you. Means a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I'd say let's watch it again, but for the whole thing, you should probably just go to youtube.com/Garrett Freilich, Captain America profile pic.
Yeah, that's the spot.
Maybe link in description.
Hey, you made it.
You know, it's about time we did this. And all it took was our girlfriends leaving a little mistake.
Those are some things you can't do with your girlfriend.
Call her back right now.
I don't know her number.
So, Alex, when's your birthday?
My birthday's in the summer.
Feeling real left out here.
I think you're just insecure. Let's just play checkers. I'm not a monster, just someone who's feared as such. Like anyone else, I have my good and bad moments. I make mistakes to learn and grow from because, after all, I'm only human. Most of my struggles are things you encounter occasionally. A wave of insecurity, a boost of hyperactivity, a strike of anxiety. There are times when you lose your cool, accidentally overspend, and pull away from others. When you look at things through this lens, we couldn't be more similar. The only difference is the emotions you feel over the course of a week are the emotions I feel every day. For a long time, I thought everyone went through the same thing, as if it was just a part of life. As I cycled through each mood, my quality of life depreciated. Anger made it hard to see the truth. A feeling of complete hopelessness prohibited my creative efforts. The lack of trust in others inhibited my ability to make friendships. There are times when I hurt others, unintentionally pushing and pulling away, exhausting those closest to me who only wish to help but don't know where to begin. Suddenly, the all-encapsulating fear of losing someone crashes down. Both parties end up hurt, leaving an endless chain of fated relationships and an unknown directional path for the future. I spend most of my time walking through life with an identity fully dependent on others, wanting to mold myself to any shape my favorite person wanted, even if I wasn't wanted in the first place. It often led to toxic situationships where I pretended to be someone I'm not, holding in the qualities that make me who I am, believing that who I am isn't enough. Over the years, these symptoms displayed themselves openly. I was told multiple times by therapists that I showed personality traits associated with borderline personality disorder. At this point in time, my struggles remain, with some days flowing easier than the rest. As I learn to understand the little aspects that make me who I am, I shift focus on how to best work with others. So here's to you, future loved ones, who work patiently beside me, a cheerleader for my success. Thank you for understanding that my ever-changing moods are not a result of your character and are not meant to be a malicious threat. Thank you for helping me to slow down and learn to trust as I go through life's quick changes and cope with the past situations that led me here. Thank you for being here every step of the way, because without you, I couldn't have made it out on my own.
Hello and welcome to MystiCast.
Those were the days. Back when my birthday was on MystiCast. Back when I had an ounce of importance. Now it's everyone else's spotlight. Where's mine?
Hey man, just because it was my birthday last week, and I chose to highlight it along with the others like Garrett, Cody, and Jordan, born around the same time, that doesn't make you completely useless. You know, you still got a good video and that cool voice. I think you just gotta believe in yourself, and you made a good video.
I did make a banger this time around, yeah.
We should watch it.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
Well, I started out
growing up in rural North Dakota, near Wing, small town. So until the 3rd grade, I went to a country school, and then after that, I attended Wing School and graduated from Wing High School in 1967.
So was your plan always to be a pilot, or where'd that come from?
Well, I was, like everybody else, trying to decide what to do after high school. At the time, the Vietnam War was going on, and you could get a college deferment from going into the military, and they were drafting people. So I made the decision to go to college, and I went to North Dakota State University after high school. In the meantime, I changed my idea because I had an opportunity to go through Air Force ROTC and become a pilot. And so they offered me that opportunity to get a free flying lessons in the military in exchange for 6 years of active duty in the Air Force.
Any favorite moments as a pilot?
Got to fly KC-135s, which is basically a Boeing 707, which was the high altitude multi-engine jet airliner at the time, but it also was used by the Air Force to accomplish in-flight air refueling to fighter and B-52s and any aircraft, so they could continue to stay in the air for many hours. And we used to escort them across the ocean into either across the Atlantic or across the Pacific, and we took a lot of B-52s back and forth and fighters back and forth to the war area in Vietnam, which was still going on when I was in the Air Force. And my young family were getting into school, and we had to make a decision. Roberta and I decided to move back to North Dakota, and we also started raising vegetables and selling them at the farmers market in Bismarck.
So for those who may not know, what is the farmers market?
Well, people can bring in their locally grown produce, which would be assumed to be fresher and tastier than the produce that you would buy in the grocery stores that are shipped in from farther away places and probably picked before they're totally ripe. Unlike the vegetables that you grow in your own gardens, they're a lot tastier. So the farmers market is a place where people can bring their produce and sell to the local community.
So what kind of vegetables do you grow?
Well, kind of got the top 4 would be tomatoes, cucumbers, sweet corn is a big one, and then potatoes, of course. Everybody eats a lot of potatoes, but we really raise everything that you can raise in North Dakota.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I've had a lot of experiences. I've got to do a lot of flying. I've seen a lot of the world. Never would have ever expected to do all that. Opportunities present themselves during your life, and the choices that you make end up bringing you down the road to another choice. And the last thing I would have ever thought of when I graduated from Wing High School was that I would have been, spent a lot of time in a lot of foreign countries traveling.
Now, given everything, is there anything you would change?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? No, I don't think I would change anything. I feel very fortunate to have had a job all my life that I don't consider a job, because it was always fun and exciting, and I feel bad for people that got to go to a job that they don't like to make a living. So I'm very, very happy with the way things went, and everything is still going pretty good. I've been retired from Delta now for almost 20 years, after 27 years of flying for Delta, 6 years in the Air Force, and yeah, there's a lot of great memories.
Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Wow, this was a great birthday party. I've never had a surprise party. It's nice to know that I've made such an impact on my classmates, even though we've only shared this classroom for 2 hours a week. I might miss these guys. Just might. Someday I'm sure we'll lock eyes at Walmart and not say a word to each other. And then maybe our kids will play on opposing t-ball teams, and we'll look at each other across the field, and I probably won't wave at them. I will outlive all of them, and I'll read about their deaths in the papers and how little anybody liked them. I'll tell my wife, who's still smoking hot, how I thought they were all annoying and that their videos, though they tried, weren't as good as mine. We'll all look back on this day where we celebrated my birthday party, and it'll bring a smile to all of our faces.
My birthday was only a week ago, and I know deep down in reality, you guys did this for me. One day we'll all look back and remember how awesome the Levon birthday MystiCast was.
This should have been about my birthday. They didn't mention my birthday hardly at all. They haven't even mentioned the graphics pack I got.
You know, my birthday was in MystiCast 105.
I wish this class wasn't full of dudes.